Hey, what's up guys, Jackson here with Toasty DIY, and today I'm just going to do a quick little video on how to likely fix your lawnmower if you're having really bad issues with it vibrating, or if it just kind of feels wobbly or off-centered when it's running. So long story short, I ran over a stump which instantly stopped the blade in the engine. Typically when this happens and you start the lawnmower back up and it's running really bad, you've had one of two things happen. Had the actual crankshaft, which is basically connected, it goes up here and into the engine, that's basically what actually drives your blade. You've had that bend on you, which is causing, when you have a rotary motion, if it's not perfectly centered, you're going to get it off balance spin, which is going to cause the whole lawnmower to shake. Or you've had what happened in my case, or at least what I'm hoping happened, is you have a really bent out of shaped blade. So as you can see, this is the new blade here, this is the OEM Craftsman one, and then look at the difference of this one here. See if I can kind of show you guys. You can see the blade on the left is mostly flat, and then up here it's like completely bent. This is definitely one thing that would cause really bad vibration like that, and like I said, I'm 90% sure that's the cause. Hopefully it didn't bend the crankshaft as well, but we're just gonna go ahead and assume that that's it, because this lawnmower is pretty much brand new. This is the Craftsman M230, and I literally just bought it like a month ago. It's 300 bucks, so obviously maybe a $21 blade is a lot better than having to buy a new one or take it somewhere and possibly having to spend 60 or 70 just for them to tell you like, hey, we just replaced the blade for you. So this is a good place to start. Another option that could have happened if this was like a Husqvarna or a few other ones is the flywheel up top that actually spins up here, and basically it's how you start it as well, as it uses the flywheel to start. There's a little key that actually connects to the crankshaft as well from the top, and if that key comes undone, that can basically cause that that part to spin freely and also cause vibration, cause lack of power, or for it to not run at all. So there's some other videos online on how to replace that key. I don't even know if this Craftsman model has that specific key, but I know on those like Husqvarna and a lot of other lawnmowers, those keys can actually shear off or break. And it's basically just, it's a little piece of metal that basically doesn't allow the shaft to spin separately from the actual flywheel. So that's always an option too if this doesn't seem to work, or if your blade's not bent like mine is. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to replace the blade. I've already actually taken it off. I like using impact screws personally. I'm sure most people will agree with that. Another way that you can do it is if you only have a wrench or like a crescent wrench or a socket, basically while the blade's attached, you're going to take a block of wood or something along those lines to keep it from spinning, and you can kind of just slap it sometimes. That kind of does a similar thing that an impact does, applies torque to it really fast, like a hammering torque. So that's always an option if you want to do that. Sometimes you don't even need to honestly have a piece of wood. Like I said, if you slap it hard enough, quick enough, the engine has enough resistance when it's not running to not allow it to spin. Keep in mind you should have a a safety kill and everything, where it basically disattaches the igniter, the ground for it. So as long as you don't have that, your lever up top pulled, the lawnmower should absolutely not be able to start. But always be safe when working around a giant blade that could easily cut any part of you. So just keep that in mind. But let's go ahead and like I said, this right now I just left it on there, but I'll go ahead and set it up on the tripod and kind of show you guys the steps real quick to replace that blade. So as you can see, I just used my impact, had it set to basically the max setting, assuming you have a lower end air compressor and everything, and that blade's nice and tight on there. I'm sure there's actual torque settings online too if you want to figure out how much torque you should actually apply, but I've been doing this for years to take the blades on and off to sharpen them. I've never had one come off when I just apply a decent amount of impact torque. So yeah, that should be pretty much all there is to it. Let's actually go ahead and try to start it up and see if the vibration went away. And also keep in mind, this lawnmower was turned on its side for a while, so it is a 4-stroke, and you want to be careful that you didn't have the oil separate from everything for too long. So you might want to give it a minute before you start it up to let the oil settle back down. I'm actually going to turn the discharge away from the camera too. So let's go ahead and see if that worked. It also might take a minute too for your gas to get back into the carb and everything. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys can tell, but it is so much better with that. With this blade that was on here, it was really bad. I mean, it was like before, you barely felt any vibration. Really good running lawnmower, nice and smooth. It felt like it was you know, misfiring practically. It just did not run smooth at all. It had a lower RPM because there's more resistance to turn that bent blade. So yeah, hope this helps some of you guys out. You know, like I said, I'm really glad this was the fix. I don't have to go get my lawnmower repaired or, you know, have to buy any replacement parts for it really besides the blade. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.